What response would you like to see from the guys after that week in Auckland? You know, with the time to dissect that. What needs to be different in Sydney?
Just need to be far more accurate.
Yeah, any area in particular? Like,
where do you want to go? Like defence, attack?
Yep.
That's where our whole all-round game. We've got to be more accurate. And that's it. So we spoke about accuracy. We're just going to get that right.
What was the disappointment as a coaching staff? Did you feel like there was a significant drop off from Wellington to Auckland? Was that how you saw it through an analytical sort of eye?
No.
No.
There wasn't a drop off. The intensity, the intent was good. You saw the intent. You know, we went out there to score tries. We went out there to smash them. The problem was that we didn't control the game. We were inaccurate, and that's what cost us. If you're inaccurate against New Zealand, who many say are the best team in the world, then you get punished, and that's what happened.
How much does the attacking shape change without Matt there in midfield, or does whoever come in be able to play a similar role to what he plays?
No, not necessarily. And when you look at that attacking shape, we can chop and change within that shape as well, and that's the beauty of the system that we're playing. Whoever jumps into that role, we expect them to do the job and do it well, with good skill.
How's Dave been training? I mean, obviously he sort of was being monitored throughout the first few weeks. Is he available for selection and been training? Okay.
Yeah, Dane's available for selection. He's training really well, so fitting well.
I suppose up front, how did you feel I know it might not be your area of expertise, but the set piece in particular, like that was the line-out could have caused some problems in that first week. Going forward to the second week, it improved. How much does that help with, I suppose, setting up attacking shape and ensuring?
Yeah, it's a collective. It's a collective. So I'll talk to Jeff Parling. We'll negotiate where we can win lineouts, how we can win lineouts, what length of lineout, what we can play off the lineout. So it's a collective. We don't work in silos here. So, if something's wrong with the attack or there's something not right, Dave Rennie will step in and he goes, listen, I don't like this. Matt Taylor goes, look, this is putting our defence under enormous pressure. So we don't work in silos here. So whilst there's a title, we're coaches, we're footy coaches. We have to coach. And when I say that we have to coach, it means that sometimes we've got to cross borders. If you work in silos, it becomes very dangerous because then you become statistically driven, and then that's not a healthy thing.
Watching Uri at 12 since he's come into camp, if he's the man to replace Matt, what do you like about his game?
So, talking about Uri?
Yeah, sorry.
Uri Simoni. Look, Uri deserves to be in the squad. So he deserves to be here. The reason is it's on the back of his performances with the Brumbies. So look, his evolution's been a slow burn. Did well at Norths, won a premiership there, went to the Waratahs, wasn't so successful. That setback set him up for the Brumbies because he changed a few things about himself and also was in a great system down there. So there was a culmination of two things. So it was a bit of a tipping point for Ire, and he deserves to be in the squad of 44.
Oh, and Geordie's obviously another one who's been monitored back in. If you do go that way at 13, is he going to be right for big minutes and in that starting 15 for the first time for a while? Yeah,
so he's the same as Dane. You ask, is Dane fitting well? Well, once again, the strength and conditioning staff have done a great job with Geordie. Geordie's good to go, as is Hunter, as is Lenny Ikatau. So they're all ready to go. It's just who we pick.
How exciting was it seeing what Geordie was able to do with ball in hand when he came on in that second test? Like, he seemed to give the Blacks more trouble than anyone else probably with footy.
Yeah, he's a dynamic player. Yeah, very dynamic player. So that's his point of difference. And it's just good to see him do it at the international level. We know he can do it at the Reds, but I thought he was fantastic.
Anyone online?
Just a couple from me. Scott, Luke Robinson here at New Sub in New Zealand. We obviously saw the All Blacks take it up, I guess, a notch in between Bledisloe 1 and 2. Did you see anything different from Auckland that perhaps you didn't see in Wellington?
I don't know. Did they take it up a notch? Or were we inaccurate?
Potentially a bit of both. Caleb Clark, also a big difference in the two, coming off the bench in that first game as opposed to starting in the second game. Have you spoken much about him on your defensive end?
Not really. No, we're focused on ourselves, Luke. So, look, you give Caleb Clark the ball running forward at 100 miles an hour, he's going to hurt you. So you just don't give him the ball going forward at 100 miles an hour.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Luke.
Scott, you mentioned the All Blacks are considered by many around the world to be the number one side. Do you think they're the number one side?
Well, if you look at the rankings, they're not. But, Ian, do you think they're the number one side? Are they the best team in the world or not? There or thereabouts?
Very good side. I mean, do you think if the Wallabies beat New Zealand, they'd be on a good trajectory to go to number one, I suppose?
Well, I don't know, mate, because South Africa's not playing, so it's very difficult. I don't do the world ratings, so I don't know, mate. I don't know how all that works, but I know they're a damn good side.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Would you like
Yeah,
to
Scott, it's Wayne here, mate.
Hey, Wayne.
For the rest of the Tri Nations, I mean, you mentioned Lenny Ikitau's name, and a lot of us are very keen to see him put in. But are you guys? What's your philosophy going to be? Are you going to pick the best 15 each week, or if you want to see a guy, do you then go, okay, well, let's just take the punt and go for him?
Yeah, look, we're the way we've approached it is jerseys are up for grabs, so they have to prove at training that they're worthy of the shirt. So some of the selections have been based on training performances. So when Dave came in, he said that selection would be based on form. Now, obviously, now that Super's finished and they're not playing games regularly, it has to be training. So shirts have been rewarded or given out on the basis of training performance. So on that basis, it means that everyone's a chance.